Go ahead, Casey.
The resolution very clearly says Pakistan to withdraw the forces, India to reduce the forces. Not withdraw, reduce.
Have you?
It doesn't say withdraw, it says reduce.
Have you read the resolution?
Are you willing for that?
Yes, I have it on the iPad. I can read it out to you.
Go ahead, Casey.
Please go ahead.
Go ahead, Casey. 1 second. Now, Mr. Pirzada, you asked him. Now, Mr. Pirzada. I said tonight's debate will be on fact, and Casey Singh says he's going to counter you and expose you on fact. Fine.
You guys only pick up the lines.
Casey Singh right now on television a day before Nawaz Sharif is going to give Pakistan's umpteenth broken record Kashmir line once again.
Prime Minister,
and by the way, while Casey Singh looks at his iPad to bring the facts to your notice, Mr. Pirzada, I would like to bring to your attention that the Shimla agreement also called for India and Pakistan to settle differences through bilateral means. So you know what? Stop trying to internationalize Kashmir's boomerang on you.
Signed by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Read the letter that was written by Mountbatten, and that says that yes, we are inviting the Indian forces, we are permitting them, but the opinion of the people of Kashmir will have to be invoked on this issue. Finally, read that letter also. I'm laying the facts before
a terrorist nation.
You guys have not
a
read
terrorist
anything.
nation. A nation that practices terrorism on its soil has no right to seek the cooperation. A terrorist nation. Let me speak to you, sir. Hear me. A terrorist nation that spreads terrorism from its soil, carries out terror attacks on its peaceful neighbors, has no right to try and demand the cooperation. You cannot demand the cooperation of India for the implementation of a non-binding resolution.
You can't blame us for any terrorism.
Indian media.
Terrorist prime
Casey Singh, do you have the Casey Singh, do you have the UN resolution ready?
I'm sorry, I'm just taking it out.
Just one. Yes, Maruf. In the meantime, Maruf wants to say something. Air Marshal Abid Rao, please listen on.
Arnab, 2 quick points.
Nalin, I'm coming to you after Maruf. Yeah, Maruf.
Arnab, 2 quick points.
Yeah.
Two quick points. Mr. Pirzada has brought out the letter by Mountbatten to Nehru. That letter from Mountbatten to Nehru was only written much before Karan Singh's father acceded to India. Even if we go by letters don't make history. Letters don't set out the rules of engagement for two countries. Sir, please hear me. I kept quiet. Sir, please hear me. Mr. Pirzada, I kept quiet when you were speaking. Now hear me out. Let me also tell you. Let me tell you. You can pick up straws in the wind. Mr. Pirzada, you can pick up straws in the wind. But let me tell you one thing. You can pick up straws in the wind. It is also now declassified of information in the Public Record Office in London that the British clearly gave that area of Kashmir to Pakistan, which is under your control, so that you have a suitable toehold to negotiate a future settlement. Why don't you talk about that? And the second thing, let me also remind you, you keep talking about it could become a nuclear flashpoint. That is the article of faith that has come to play for your armed forces, that under the nuclear umbrella, you will try and bleed us by 1,000 cuts. But please remember, sir, things are changing in the subcontinent. This cannot go on forever. You are going to watch a very diametrically changed approach by New Delhi to Pakistan. It is better, to find a solution.
Well said, Maruf. And some of that change of approach is already visible.
I would say, you're right, Maruf. Find a solution. You're right. I agree to that particular portion of your so-called diatribe. I agree with that.
Sir, you are answerable to the global community. I want to get Nalin Kohli and Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao into the debate.
You are answerable to the global community.
Sir, you know what you're answerable for.
Criminal occupation of a territory that is continuing until this day.
Mr. Pirzada, cool down, Mr. Pirzada. Cool down, sir.
Orna, by that yardstick, Pakistan's occupation of Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan's occupation of Baluchistan is also illegal. Go back into the arrangements that define who will be on what side of the Durand line. So please don't give us lectures on legality.
How about Manipur?
Arnab,
How about Nagaland?
give me 1 minute.
Well, do you want me to give you a long list of the trouble areas?
Sir, please
in
don't
India?
please don't expose your factual inaccuracies on Indian television.
That's fine.
Nalin, I'm coming
That's
to you,
fine.
but I would
We are
like to
living
tell
with
Air
it.
Marshal
We are
Abid
living
Rao
with
what
it.
you're
You guys
answerable
have
for.
you guys
Air
have
Marshal
a
Abid
large
Rao,
scale
you're answerable for
facts.
Air Marshal Rao. You're answerable for
Yes.
You're answerable for Mullah Omar. Let me complete. Mullah Omar, who is living in Pakistani soil and who played a role in the Herat attack on the Indian consulate on the 23rd of May. You know what you're answerable for? You're answerable for Ayman al-Zawahiri, who released the video about the Al-Qaeda launching a South Asia wing. He also is living in Pakistan. Why don't you answer the international community on what you're going to do vis-a-vis Mullah Omar and Ayman al-Zawahiri? Because Kashmir is a broken record. You're answerable for Hafiz Saeed, who you refer to as a free
answer
man.
the international community whenever they ask for.
Really?
They're not answerable to India about Mullah Umar. But let's
You are
talk
answerable
of
to the
Kashmir.
world.
When we talk of one issue, you want to spread the entire spectrum of
We
our
also want to
disputes
talk about
to
one
so
issue,
many
and that one
areas
issue is
where
terrorism.
India is not concerned.
We want to talk about terrorism.
Yes, terrorism. We can talk about terrorism.
Yes.
But when you slip your goalpost every time we talk on a subject, where do we settle down then?
Why?
We
Does it
cannot.
embarrass you?
Let's start one
Does it
by
embarrass
one.
you?
If you settle Kashmir issue,
Do you
lot
feel-
of terrorism will settle down.
Do you feel ashamed?
Let's settle down in the most honourable way.
Yes, do you
There
feel-
are many examples. Russia has done it in Crimea.
are you admitting,
Britain has
sir,
done it there.
are you
in
admitting
Scotland,
indirectly,
Canada has
or not?
done it in its
Or not?
French-speaking
Or not,
area.
he is
Maruf.
admitting
But India
indirectly.
is such a holy
Hey, Marshal
country
Rao, sir,
that,
you
you
are
know,
admitting
it,
indirectly
yes.
that you are using terrorism as a tool to bring us to the negotiating table.
Accept it.
You are using terrorism
We are
as
not
a tool
using
to bring us to
terrorism.
the
We are not
negotiating
using
table,
terrorism.
Marshal Rao.
No.
That is what you've just admitted.
But there are
You are saying all
Maruf,
terrorism
there are a
will go
lot of
away
these
if Kashmir is
forces
resolved.
that grow up
So where
because
does
of
terrorism
such
come
a
from?
hostile, volatile situation.
I think the time
see,
has
you
come.
must
Nalin
understand
Kohli.
that.
I'd like
You
to
know,
get
you
the
are
BJP
blackmailing us.
representative into the
And
debate.
you are
I agree,
accusing
sir,
us
but
of
not
This is the
Agree.
first time on a TV
not
program I've done in a long time that the
state-sponsored
politician on the panel
forces.
has been edged out in the course of the debate between strategic affairs experts. The point is, why do I sense a tinge of acute embarrassment, Nalin Kohli, shame, and sort of red faces when I ask our Pakistani interlocutors today why they are protecting first Osama bin Laden and now Ayman al-Zawahiri, who was Osama bin Laden's faithful deputy for the longest period of time. I asked three questions: Hafiz Saeed, Ayman al-Zawahiri and Mullah Omar. Nalin Kohli, should we also give it back to the Pakistanis if Nawaz Sharif dares to raise the K card tomorrow?
Perhaps. Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, I think, as far as I look at it, Pakistan has got it back in any case. Is it a country that anyone would like to say that let's take a visa and go and settle down there? Is it a country that anyone would like to go for tourism? It'll be considered among the most dangerous countries. And what a sad commentary. The other thing I find amusing is that when you go back to 1948, tell me, is
Mr. Pirzada, no,
signed the
Mr. Pirzada, let Nalin Kohli complete.
signed the Shimla agreement, was he or what? Look, I think this is very rude. This is very rude. This is very rude.
You guys
It's
can't
very
resolve
rude.
your-
So
Mr.
let me finish
Pirzada,
my
let
point.
him.
I've heard a lot of things.
Mr.
And I think
Pirzada,
that's
let
rude to
Nalin Kohli
interrupt someone.
speak, please.
So as far as, look, I'm not a guy. I'm a spokesperson of the ruling party here. So let me just finish my point.
Mr. Pirzada, let Mr. Nalin Kohli
So
speak.
however, the point I said is, when Mr. Bhutto signed the Shimla
of
agreement,
the dollars of China and the West. This is what the status of the Indian Indian
Mr.
state is.
Pirzada, will you
guys
please have
no
the-
What are you talking
face to
about?
show
Sir, will
to the
you-
world
where have you got
your
Mr.
poverty,
Pirzada from? Anyway, may I finish my
Mr.
point?
Pirzada,
For
will
the
you
benefit of the
please hear?
viewers, and I'm not interested in Mr. Pirzada's view. I'd like to give it for the benefit of the viewers, or not.
Mr. Pirzada,
Mr.
please
Goswami, I'll give
pull
my
back.
views for
Yeah.
the benefit of the viewers of Times Now,
You guys
not really
need
for
to
Mr.
focus on
Pirzada,
those
because I'm at least rooted in
starving
reality and I'd like to be that way.
800
So
below
let's go one by one. When Mr. Bhutto signs the Shimla agreement as Prime Minister of Pakistan, does he not commit his nation to moving forward on the bilateral issue? Are the Lahore agreements all frauds? Does Pakistan now denounce its own political leadership? Is Pakistan a banana republic that when the Prime Minister of Pakistan signs the Shimla agreement,
India is a
it has
banana
no longer any
republic
value?
that is playing
What are we
with the
talking
lives of
about? So I think
1.3
this,
billion
very
people, and they
democratic
can't
view
feed
of
them
history.
food, they
You pick
can't
up
provide
something
them
out of the blue
food,
and say, no,
more-
this is the
more
answer for
children
it.
and women
Doesn't
die
work. There is a
in the course
timeline.
of
Countries
in the course
move
of the
ahead.
pregnancies.
When Shimla
Come
has
on,
happened,
you guys
3
have
wars
no
have been
face to
fought.
show to the
It's
world.
clear this is a bilateral issue. You want to settle and talk about anything bilaterally, sure. You want to internationalize it.
No, it is
you are
not a
only
bilateral
exposing
issue.
what the world
if you
already
read
knows.
The Shimla
it's not even a
agreement,
secret.
if you
And
read
that's
the
why it's no
Shimla
longer
agreement, it
relevant
says
what your stance
all the resolutions of the United Nations, are a part of the consideration. And in addition to that, we need to start trying of resolving it bilaterally and a year.
Don't be fact. Don't make such factual bloopers on TV.
Hold on.
Sir. I'm telling you, hold on. You don't know the Shimla agreement. That Air Marshal Pirzada. I must stop you there. Air Marshal Pirzada. Air Marshal Pirzada. Air Marshal and Air Marshal Abidra and Mr. Pirzada. Please understand one thing. On the 14th of July, 1972, your National Assembly actually gave its approval to the Shimla agreement, and I thought you'd at least know Pakistani history, Mr. Pirzada.
We did give
I am appalled that you don't know your own country.
We are a decent people, but you did not honor that agreement, and you have wasted 40 years. We're not going to wait another 40 years.
Sir,
we're not going to wait another 40 years. Trust me. Trust me.
Sir, 42 years. Sir, 42 years and 3 months back. 42 years and 3 months back. Right? Bhutto said that all the decisions in the Shimla agreement were preeminently justified, and your National Assembly overwhelmingly gave an overwhelming majority to ratify it.
Well,
I am embarrassed tonight that you don't know Pakistani history. KC Singh countering you.
Should be embarrassed.
Sir, you don't know Pakistani history. KC Singh is countering you. KC Singh, please. KC Singh, take the KC Singh, Mr. Pirzada, you're on the wrong foot.
On the issue of Kashmir.
I think Nalin Kohli has taken your argument away with him. Yes, Mr. KC Singh.
An exercise in self-deception.
Sir,
a resolution of April 21. Now just listen.
Sir, listen.
April 21, 1948.
You'll be driving the situation.
Just listen now, Mr. Pirzada. I'm answering. You said
Listen to
show me
KC
the
Singh,
text.
Mr. Pirzada.
The government of India should make, when the Indian forces have been reduced, it doesn't say withdrawn, when the Indian forces have been reduced, that is when the next step to the plebiscite comes.
I understand what you said.
And government of Pakistan, and for government of Pakistan,
reduction means? Do you have
no. Just here for Pakistan.
Do you know what? How does the reduction take place?
Listen, stop.
How does the reduction take place?
Let's not.
By withdrawal.
Sir, let him speak.
The reduction takes place by withdrawal.
You have to withdraw first, yaar. See the language. Just listen.
The spellings
Screaming
of the word reduction.
Screaming does not change the resolution. Shouting doesn't change the resolution. Shouting doesn't change the resolution.
You need to dig
Pakistan
out the grave
withdraws
of Jawaharlal
when India
Nehru
reduces.
and burn his
India reduces
and
after
scatter
you
his ash
withdraw.
around, because he was the person who threw you in a mess.
Sir, you need to be. 1 second. No, 1 second. I know 1 second. I'm requesting at this stage. Syed Tariq Pirzada, don't lower the level of the debate. Yeah. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, regardless of any issues, we greatly respect him. Please hold your language when you speak about him. Control your language when you speak about him, sir. I have not even towards that shameless military dictator called Ziaul Haq have we used this kind of language ever. And I will not tolerate on an Indian channel this kind of language towards our Prime Ministers.
Don't refer to him.
Sir, please be careful. Let's not get personal. KC Singh, continue. Don't get personal, sir. I wouldn't use such language against even the most vile.
It will be sad.
And Mr. Nehru
will be very sad if tomorrow
Mr.
Pirzada let others speak. Mr. Pirzada,
discuss him.
Please stop fulminating. Mr. Pirzada, stop fulminating.
Oh, I see.
Tomorrow it will be a sad day if, considering the flood situation in the valley and the consequences that flood in Pakistan, what we should be discussing is the plight of the people there. Not who should be in charge there. Not stand in front of the international community and abuse each other.
To the people in the occupied Kashmir.
So would it be?
We did make an offer.
No, we offered it before that. We offered it to you before that. We don't need any help.
Your offer doesn't make any sense.
Just listen now. Therefore, Mr. Nawaz Sharif will be well advised. Mr. Sharif will be well advised to not ratchet up the issue for domestic reasons. will be a laughing stock in front of the international community.
Reason.
That there is a humanitarian crisis there, and all that the Pakistani Prime Minister can think of is how to save his job in Pakistan. How to save his job in Pakistan.
Maruf,
no, he wants to save his job in Pakistan and curry favor with the military that has saved them.
Kohli, 1 second. Nalin and Maruf in that order, please. Now, since it appears... No, 1 second.
It's an international issue. Arnab, wake up.
Mr. Pirzada, I am well awake, but I feel tonight, I seriously would suggest to you, sir, take two steps. Sir, listen to me, sir. If you speak over me, you will not listen. And may I please, sir, you are a man much more senior to me. May I please emphasize with all the force and the humility at my command that occasionally listening to the other side will not diminish the force of your argument, and neither will it actually add any substance to your argument. Thank you. Now, what I'm saying here is, Nalin Kohli...
exactly what I said. When I said you didn't even read the letter written by Mountbatten, and you guys gave it a different twist.
Mr. Pirzada,
read out to you.
Mr. Pirzada,
and you haven't read the plebiscite resolution.
Nalin Kohli, yes. Nalin Kohli. Despite all this, if Nawaz Sharif does what Pakistan has done all the time, completely unsuccessfully, and you want to continue speaking, sir, I can speak over you as well, Mr. Pirzada. But I'm only being both patient in this case. My question is very simple. Nalin Kohli, if despite all this, what we see is a completely cornered Nawaz Sharif simply doing what they have done all the time, how should India respond this time? There is a feeling that Indian foreign policy might probably, and there's an expectation, acquire more aggression and vigor under the Modi government. Will that happen? What should we be expecting? And will India respond equally strongly diplomatically with more force to pummel the Pakistani argument once and for all? Nalin.
Well, 2 points to make. The first is, of course, we need to see for sure that Mr. Nawaz Sharif will speak. What the general view of this panel is that it seems to be likely. With that, he would raise the Kashmir issue. Second is, what India needs to do. I think the world is already taking notice of India. I'm not sure if the world is looking at Pakistan in the same light. Unfortunately, Pakistan, unless it gets its act together, and it's not going to happen by harping on these kind of issues all the time, by not taking action against terrorism, by fighting insurgency on its own soil, by fighting a war tremendously with militants across its one side of the border, western border. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is, Pakistan has many issues seriously confronting it, and every time they raise an issue that actually is just deliberately and forcefully and out of context being raised, like Kashmir, they only confirm to the global community that they need to get their act together, and they are trying to digress focus from that.
Well, I hope that India this time at least calls Pakistan's bluff. I do genuinely hope that Pakistan goes into some deep introspection. Mr. Pirzada, introspect and think sometimes. If you fail repeatedly, it's not good.
Mr. Goswami, that's why the cancellation of the talks is a clear message. It's not business as usual. And that's what the change of government...
But Maruf, since we will be... Maruf, since this time tomorrow... Maruf, since this time tomorrow, we'll be broadcasting out of New York and analyzing what Nawaz Sharif has said. What is your expectation, Maruf, of how the next 2 days will pan out? Because our viewers who are going to be following us in New York and Washington, D.C.
not sitting here to listen to these kind of warmongering threats.
Well, as I have told Mr. Pirzada on several occasions, they can go and play some, childish game with their Chinese toys somewhere else. But Maruf, what would we be expecting over the next couple of days?
Arnab, my suggestion would be, if it's of any consequence, that by responding to Pakistan and Mr. Nawaz Sharif's call for internationalizing Kashmir, we would be further adding to the agenda of Pakistan by internationalizing it. So Prime Minister Modi should just ignore it and focus on his bigger picture about India, that how India is now welcoming the world as a destination to do business with.
Right.
India wants to be part of the global initiatives on a number of areas, from UN peacekeeping, where it does good work with the Pakistani soldiers, to various other initiatives all over the world. So I think you should just ignore it and move on. That's the first thing. The second thing is that in terms of what business is going to emerge between India and Pakistan, as yet, generally the mood is that Pakistan is expecting at the Prime Minister level to start the courtesy interaction with Mr. Nawaz Sharif in New York itself. But I don't think that's going to happen unless Mr. Nawaz Sharif is able to shed the baggage of the army's philosophy, which is now dominating his viewpoint for a variety of political reasons, and go back to his original articulation of views that there must be better relations between the two countries, I think then Mr. Modi will be willing to move forward. Otherwise, we'll have these chants coming from all sides. And quite clearly, I mean, as Mr. K.C. Singh has shown, you go back to the UN resolution, the UN resolution is in our favor. You go back to the Shimla Accord, it is in our favor. Whatever chest thumping Mr. Pirzada and others do, sadly they all sound hysterical like Bilawal Bhutto.
Well, I would expect a country, Mr. Pirzada, just a minute, I'm speaking to the viewers, please. I would expect a country, and to all our viewers, we'll be broadcasting out of New York and Washington. Mr. Pirzada, give me a minute, please. Mr. Pirzada, give me a minute, please. We'll be broadcasting out of New York and Washington over the next couple of days, bringing you coverage in depth. Maruf, me, Navika Kumar are all following every aspect of this whole UNGA, the visit in detail. We'll follow what Nawaz Sharif said. We'd hope and expect that Nawaz Sharif sees reason, that he doesn't follow the same trodden path and again face failure. But there is a fear that because he has to play to a domestic constituency, he might have the temptation to do that. Tracking that story very, very closely will be me and my team from New York. Thank you very much for that debate, gentlemen. Thank you.